Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into what is arguably the most misunderstood, strategic, and honestly resilient sign of the entire zodiac, Scorpio. Now, we're not just going to sit here and read off generic daily horoscopes. No, we're unpacking the actual psychological mechanics of this sign using some seriously fascinating insights from ancient Hellenistic astrology. But hey, let's start right off the bat with a bit of a provocative puzzle. How does a fluid, highly emotional element like water perfectly align with Mars? You know, the ancient planetary god of conflict and war? It's kind of a paradox, right? Keep that in mind as we dive in. So, here's our game plan for today. We'll establish the core profile, look at the Hellenistic blueprint, unpack the Mars sniper rifle, explore the Zodiac's detective, navigate relationships, and finally learn how to truly embrace the Scorpio path. All right, Section 1, the core Scorpio profile, uncovering the basics. Let's just lay out the fundamental building blocks first. Think about the element and the quality for a second. Water, but fixed. We've also got their planetary rulers, Mars traditionally and Pluto in the more modern system, spanning October 23rd to November 21st. And really, it's that totally unique fixed water combination that acts as the absolute engine for everything we're about to uncover.
When you put that together, a very specific, modern profile emerges. Yes, Scorpios are intensely loyal, passionate, and incredibly observant. But, as you probably know, they can also battle with things like jealousy, obsession, and suspicion. And why is that? Well, it's because they fiercely seek the truth and really crave deep connections, yet they absolutely despise feeling threatened or losing any sense of control. So that famous emotional vault they have, that's just them keeping their weaknesses safely hidden to avoid being vulnerable.
Moving into Section 2, the Hellenistic astrology blueprint, or the mechanical underpinnings.
So in the Hellenistic astrology tradition, Scorpio is classified as a feminine or yin sign. Now, before you jump to any conclusions about what that means, in this ancient context, it literally just means it carries an inherently receptive and reflective energy. Unlike masculine signs that just, rush head-on into a room, a Scorpio's nature means they naturally hang back, they assess, they figure things out from a position of total stealth before making a single move. It's a very wary, watchful, observer kind of quality.
Which brings us right back to that fascinating elemental combination, fixed water. Think about it. Water naturally wants to adapt and flow, right? But when you fix it, you force it into a specific, unchanging state. It's like the plumbing in your house, where water is directed to flow in one exact continuous direction. Or think of an iceberg, water frozen solid. This gives Scorpios this incredible emotional fixity. It's a single-minded, drilling energy designed to get to the absolute bottom of literally any matter. You know that classic phrase, still waters run deep? It absolutely hits the nail on the head for the Scorpio essence. You might look at a Scorpio and see this calm, glassy surface, but underneath, oh man, there is a vast, churning engine of perception and processing that is completely hidden from the naked eye.
Okay, Section 3, Mars, the sniper rifle. Time to unpack that martial energy.
So going back to our earlier puzzle, how exactly does the combative, fiery planet of Mars operate in a water sign? Well, let's look at the contrast. In the ancient framework, Mars actually has two homes. Over on one side is Aries, the daytime home. This is the flamethrower, explosive, outward, raw machine gun energy. But on the other side, we have Scorpio, the nighttime home. And this is the sniper rifle. A Scorpio's martial energy is highly focused, internal, and packed with just extreme endurance. They don't explode, they play the long game.
And the animal symbol itself encapsulates this perfectly, doesn't it? A scorpion isn't out there blindly butting its head against a wall like a ram. It's a heavily armored creature. Its tail is a highly specialized weapon that delivers its energy internally via a single precise strike. The whole thing operates purely on tactical precision, not brute force.
Let's move to Section 4, the detective of the Zodiac, investigating the investigator.
Scorpios are famously known as the ultimate sleuths of the zodiac. They have this absolute burning desire to flip over the rock and see exactly what's hiding underneath. Actually, they naturally distrust information until they've rigorously tested it themselves. They're always looking to discern the master plan and follow the trail. And while this kind of intense questioning can sometimes look a bit like paranoia to the outside world, in its highest form, it's a profound, unwavering commitment to the truth.
It's definitely no coincidence that in the Northern Hemisphere, Scorpio season hits right in mid-autumn, the season of decaying leaves and composting earth.
Because of this, Scorpio is uniquely comfortable right at the coalface of life and death. They really don't flinch at the darker aspects of existence. They can wade into the most intense emotions and the painful, overlooked parts of the human experience and actually find redemptive meaning where the rest of us might just look away.
And this connects perfectly to ancient physical assignments. So in the Hellenistic tradition, every sign rules a specific body part. Scorpio rules the genitals, which were historically called the secret parts, and governs the body's plumbing systems for the production and elimination of fluids. To put that into perspective, this anatomical link perfectly mirrors their psychological profile. It reinforces those core themes: deeply private, highly intense, and totally focused on profound, hidden transformations.
All right, on to Section 5, Relationships and Compatibility, Navigating the Depths.
So considering all of this intensity, how does a Scorpio actually operate in love and connection? Well, much like their symbol, they show up armored. They vastly prefer to observe a partner's actions long before revealing their own cards. This secretive nature is really just a preventative strategy to avoid emotional pain. But, and this is key, once they decide you are truly safe, their fidelity is absolute. They crave authentic emotional depth and have absolutely zero time for superficial surface banter. If a Scorpio shows you vulnerability, that is a hard-earned gift they expect you to protect fiercely.
Now, for those wondering about compatibility, think about how the elements align. Fellow water signs like Cancer and Pisces offer that deep emotional understanding and intuitive bonding that a Scorpio just naturally craves. On the flip side, earth signs like Virgo and Capricorn provide the absolute grounding, trust, and real-world stability that a Scorpio requires to, finally let that armor drop.
Finally, Section 6, Embracing the Scorpio Path, Finding Redemptive Meaning.
If you're a Scorpio watching this, or maybe you just love one, the path of mastery really involves reframing how you see yourself. You have to recognize that your suspicion and your intensity aren't character flaws. They are highly evolved protective tools. You can use that martial drive and that fixed water endurance to champion the truth. It's that exact intensity that allows you to navigate a chaotic, sometimes unsafe world, patiently drilling through literally any obstacle in your way. Our source leaves us with this beautiful thought that I think sums it up perfectly. It's a really powerful reminder that a Scorpio's true strength is almost always completely hidden from the naked eye. The real work, the true, profound metamorphosis, that's happening in the quiet, secret places of the soul. Ultimately, when we understand Scorpio through this ancient lens, it totally shifts the narrative. We see them not as dark or jealous or brooding, but as an incredibly resilient force. They are fiercely dedicated to truth, to survival, and kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes, to the inevitable, beautiful process of rebirth that always follows decay. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a question to ponder. Whether you're a Scorpio yourself, or you're just inspired by their unbelievable stamina, what hidden truths might you uncover in your own life if you applied the patient, penetrating endurance of fixed water? Something to think about, right? Thank you so much for exploring the depths with us today. Keep investigating, keep questioning, and we'll see you next time.